Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dashcoin Research Podcast. I'm Nicholas Wenzel, your host, and today I have Vibhav. He's the founder of Wunder, and he's been a serial entrepreneur working on lots of different projects, too many to count. Vibhav, it's great to have you here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. Yeah, man, yeah, I have actually been looking forward to getting on call with you. It's amazing now. Yeah, would love to discuss about the ICO market and would like to know what are your thoughts on it because you actually launched a coin too, right?
I do have my own
Yeah.
coin, the Dashcoin Research Coin.
So we might be
Um,
able to connect with the founder pain that is kind of going through with when the market is kind of going down. So yeah, it's pretty yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, well, I want to cover a lot in this episode. I want to talk about Wunder and get a good
Yeah.
overview of what you're doing for your holders to know. And then also just talk about ICM stuff and
Yeah.
just have a broad kind of wandering conversation about that because
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of interesting stuff there. So
Mhm.
maybe first, could you start by telling me a bit about your background and then what led you to create Wunder?
All right. So I have been building apps since I think 14 plus years. It has been a very long time. In fact, just like building is like to me is like playing. It's therapy for me. So it's like I'm actually playing video games. So it feels like that. So it's like everything just feels so exciting. Because like when the new tech stack kind of launches or when the new Next.js version launches, I have to try it. So it's like what's all new in there. So it's amazing. It's like the API endpoints. I'm always like configuring something. It's amazing. So the way I actually reached out to Wonder was like I actually landed up starting making Wonder 2 years back was when I realized that I actually was trying to find a new idea to work on. In fact, a profitable one that could actually take me there because I have spent multiple years building products. Some worked, some didn't. I was there in Web3 and I built multiple projects in there, but turns out Web3 the market does not pay you that well. It pays you when you trade, but does not pay for software. So that's definitely there. But they actually, B2B companies really do pay. So it's like Alchemy, like websites, which people don't know. They actually make a bank out of, it's like retail wallets, which everybody uses because they are actually using their APIs and endpoints. So we're kind of the company that stays in the background, not in the foreground. So because we are here to help the builders build on us rather than it's like showcasing our product as this retail friendly thing. It's not a retail friendly, it's a B2B thing. So we're here to help you it's like build stuff. So that's the whole idea because I actually built this website called Blockchain Grants. So it was a stupid little website. I thought it's like I should probably build a free website for the community. It was a few years ago and that website was thereafter picked up by ETH.org, and then it was picked by Chainlink, and it was picked by everybody was just it's like talking about it, and it started to go up. We were the first one to list blockchain grants back then. I don't know. It was like half an hour worth of work. A simple website I just quickly spinned up for just free it's like grants. And turns out I didn't even have my contact form on it. It was a free resource. But turns out I had my Twitter on it, and companies started to like blockchain companies started to it's like DM me that how can I get myself listed there, which was like absurd. Like I didn't even think about it that I should it's like ask people to list here. So I thought it was free. So I landed up asking that it's like it's 199. Yeah, you can just list yourself, and they were like okay with it. I charged 199. I was happy about it. It's like this stupid little website which I just spent like 20 minutes on, and it paid me 200 for what? Like just listing, and so thereafter it just carried on. During the bull run, I was kind of making like $15,000 a month in just listings, which was absurdity. Yeah, that's how much I was making, and it's a website that I actually didn't spend any time on, and all I used to do was just it's like people used to pay me money and I used to just simply go and list their product. That's it. I never used to update the website, never did anything. It was just it's like they keep it's like spending money just to get themselves listed. So it started from 199, went to 399, then we started charging it's like 1199. So it's like it just kept going on. We were charging about like $1,000 just for listing. And if you go on Web Archive and see the quality of the website, it's absolute trash. And it's like, and I was not updating it because I didn't feel motivated to update it. I was just getting, it's like I felt, it's like I do a better thing, which is like I could rather build a business or business builder like this, which people can just simply build a directory quickly on Notion, because Notion is like kind of easy for people to use. Some people don't use it right now, but there are a lot of people, 160 million monthly active users. It's like they are using it, and in fact, it's growing. The market is huge, and we're in the process of adding more databases in the background, but. So now it kind of makes this whole thing easy, where people can just simply create directories, help desk, blogs, anything on top of Notion, and integrate like payments on top of that, memberships on top of that, and it just kept growing, and it just became this beautiful little thing which now people use, and it's like, yeah, so that's that.
That's
The story.
fantastic. Nice. That's a really cool story that you like hacked together a crappy website and it made you a significant amount of money. That's
Yeah.
nice. It's really the magic of code.
Yeah.
So Wunder is a Web3 site builder. Is it kind of like Squarespace but for with Web3 integrations? Or how would you
Yeah,
describe it
you
if
can
you had to
think of it
compare
like
it?
that. You can think of it
Mm-hmm.
like that. So Squarespace and Webflow and Framer, these kind of have like their own website build. It's like drag and drop builders. So you can, so there's this level of customizability, and it's like quality. Is that what we're going with? So when you think of Gitbook.org, so the documentation website Gitbook, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very solid website. It's like you just bring in your logo, you just wanted product docs, so you simply start uploading it. That's pretty much it, right? So think of it like on those terms, with a slight amount of customizability, not a lot, because everything's pretty much figured out. So it's like the code is going to be solid, so you don't have to drag anything, drop anything. You just simply come, bring your logo, everything's going to get configured. We have AI, so just AI will just walk you through in like 5 minutes, and you'll have your website ready. So simple as that. And then you can simply export that website as a Chrome extension. So you take it to a Chrome store. Soon enough, we'll have like we're working on the mobile apps, so you will be able to export it as a mobile app. So you'll be able to sell your it's like membership based content on, let's say, iOS and Android, and you can target like millions of users with just Notion as a backend, and you're literally on your phone and just it's like adding listings, just like I used to do that in those days. But even that was difficult. This is gonna be easier than ever. So yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Super interesting. So why did you launch a coin on Believe? What was that story like?
So it's like the market, website building market is like it's populated. So in fact, and nobody has ever done a token. So it's like it was like surprising for me to think that no website builder has ever done a token, and the community really exists. So what if we could just it's like use the community, help them earn, and create this earn model, earn to build, earn to it's like earn to design. So we can have a design library, have designers on board, and have this whole economy work through. So it's like being first to the market was a thing that we wanted to do. So as soon as we saw that like Believe, and so this is exactly the reason why we just hopped on the train like very quickly, because we wanted like. To be first to market and to utilize the community, and it's like help them build. So this is exactly the reason why I keep talking about on Twitter, where it's like the Web3 community space needs an upgrade, because everybody's yapping. They should make money by yapping. Kaito started doing that, which is amazing, which model is amazing. And so it's like there's a few things we're experimenting with, and I think I can bring that in the Web3, it's like in the website building space, where people can actually build their own cool shit, and it's like, and yet get paid to build that. So it's like we get free marketing, they get money, they get a business to run, and so the whole thing just kind of works like an economy. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Nice. Are
Yeah.
you cash flow positive right now? Is
Yeah.
Wonder bringing in money?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, feel free to say no because I think most people don't. But do you want to share at all any of your revenue or user metrics?
I actually shared the revenue on Telegram, but I prefer not to. It kind of becomes a little weird, because as soon as the numbers come out, people just yeah, it kind of gets a little weird. But I think It's on Telegram, but we are a little higher than that now because we're still, like onboarding and people started paying off. So we have a lot of free users. That's what website builders do. So we kind of have to take like free users to paid users. That's basically the journey. So it's like giving them demos, kind of making the whole onboarding processes easier. Like they kind of need to build up this habit of being there. This is exactly the reason why even GetBook, when you try it, it kind of gives you this free thing. And then for features, you kind of have to upgrade. Like, you want custom domain, you upgrade. So it's just that. So that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there
So
are
how
multiple
about
websites that are actually created. So we have like last week we had like 1,200 something. So it's 1,239 websites something like were created just in like 7 days after the token launch. So it was like people were creating websites. It's amazing. Like yeah,
wonderful?
yeah.
Do you have any plans for the token integration yet, or are you still working on that? Where are you at with that?
So
Because most Believe
we
founders
do.
are still working that out.
Yeah, so we are actually working it out, but the whole point is we do have a few plans that are ready to be executed in the V1. So, which is like wallet integration is coming into templates. So that is one. So that anybody can create their own token, sell their own content, and and get paid and have transactional economy on their website in their own token. So it's like if you want to accept payment in ETH, you can do that. But in case if you have a token of your own self, let's say it's like you launched some XYZ token and built the website on us. So and it's like you launched it on Believe and you just have the product on us, and you can simply just integrate the token within the template. It's pretty easy because we kind of accept Gumroad, Lemon Squeezy, Stripe for payment. So it's like that's another payment gateway for crypto. So we can just simply add it in. So that's one. So for every website that is created, there's like Web3 payments and signing, anonymous signing and everything pre-included. So that's that, because every website kind of comes with like user accounts and upvotes and it's like personalizations and settings and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and so where does the Wunder token fit into that? Are you gonna have people like burn the token, or like
yeah.
that's really interesting that you'll allow people the functionality to like integrate their own token, but like the Wunder token, how does that integrate?
So Wunder token has this engagement model. So the thing that we're going with Wunder is like it's pure engagement token. So it's like if Wunder grows, we burn faster. So it's like we don't need these many tokens. So this is exactly the reason why we're going to be burning faster, and that is one. Second is we kind of incentivize people to it's like to yap. So we have a model that is coming. It's like a same. Tokenomics. We're working on the whole nitty-gritties on that, so people can earn to yap, and so it's like we're working with like how targeted the yaps would be. So it's like so we're working on those, but yeah, it's actually being worked on. So it's going to be launched in like a week or two. So that is that, and there's a design store, a template store that is actually coming in, so people can earn and sell based on Wunder tokens. So that is that. And apart from that, so it's like there is custom scripts, there are so it's like we are actually creating a marketplace for the whole thing, and the marketplace are actually even the marketplace is being created on Wunder. So it's like because you can create a marketplace on Wunder, so it's like so that showcases our ability to being able to run such a powerful marketplace with millions of users coming in. So we would be able to showcase that, and so that's that. So it's like the multiple things are being worked on. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Nice. That gives a pretty good overview of Wunder. I feel like I have a good grasp of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to move the conversation on to just broader ICM stuff and the Believe ecosystem. So one thing I've been really enjoying asking founders is, what do you want to see the Believe team do differently?
Okay, so I have a few pointers. So one thing that needs like proper attention is staking needs to come right now. So it's like there is just too much uncertainty in the market. Having such a liquid market for products like these is just it's insane and it's very overwhelming for the founder to handle. So that's exactly the thing that you need to do, is just bring in staking. And it's like, if Ben is listening to this, Ben needs to do this right now. The dude, this is like of utmost priority. With like, staking needs to come. And because we need to incentivize long-term holders, and they need to like like make a bank if they hold long term, which kind of reduces down volatility on the token, and every founder kind of is at peace, so that they don't have to it's like keep looking at the token. It's like, I look at the token like 58 times a day. This is just insane. So it's like I need to stop doing that, and it's like that needs to stop. Because we just like, there are three types of investors. One are speculators, which kind of enter into the coin. Like, let's say the coin is now down, so somebody's like betting on that this coin will go like a 10x. So I'll it's like, he's a speculator, he's investing in to get that future profit. So there's another type of investor, which is like an active investor, which when I put in a tweet, so he takes the social signal and it's like, and just it's like buys into the token, and instantaneously you see the like the ticker go up. So and the third one is like true believers, like the one that we really want to be associated with the token. But turns out we can't just focus on one. We have to focus on all three. So this is exactly the reason why there are a few things that need to be implemented fairly quickly. Which is, staking is one, so that we can incentivize like long-term holders, so that it's like less volatility. So it kind of helps believers, just like stay believers, because anytime they see a red chart, even believers can turn into non-believers. So we don't want that. So that definitely needs to come. Apart from that, fee sharing models. So that let's say just like I get some percentage of the fee, and I could just give out SOL, like the fee that I'm getting, to active traders. So I want to be, it's like, I want to incentivize them to trade. So I want them to trade. So it's like, it should be like trading games. You want to trade, just trade. Like, I'd rather, would rather incentivize you to do that. So we want the whole economy, the whole model to run just like that. So it's like, that definitely needs to be implemented fairly quickly. So that needs to happen, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are good ideas. I think also leaning into the speculators and the investors, like all three, I like that you mentioned that, because fostering speculation is good. I think that's a big part of what markets are, and creators benefit from the fee volume, One thing they're leaning away from is the whole fee sharing model, and not wanting to be, in the realm of being a security in the United States. This is an interesting problem, because I think the really the benefit of Believe coins and the ultimate goal should be to be something like a security. I know we can't legally say that, and every founder has to speak for themselves, but I think that's what the market wants. Is the market wants these things to function like equity in a startup. That's where the speculation will come from, and I think what would really help is if they got legal documentation around how you can do that and remain legal, like what jurisdictions you can do it in, and then what frameworks you can use. Because I really liked your fee sharing idea, but I think founders are scared of going to prison for violating securities laws. But ultimately we need to get there. I think that's like the ultimate unlock. So what do you think about that?
So I think like Binance cracked it. So there are definitely trading games that they run, and they successfully do that. So that's the whole idea. So it's like, there are a few things that we can learn from existing tokens that have done very well, Binance being one of them. They actually do the holding model, the long-term holders. So if you go and search like how do they run the whole tokenomics thing, it's like there are multiple fronts to it, and they have been successfully doing this since like it has been a very long time. Because I was an ICO investor back in the day in Binance. So I've been tracking Binance. I've held Binance BNB token since the very it's like eternity. So sold it in the middle because I kind of lost faith. I thought it's like I made like 25x on my money, so it's like I should probably sell it. But later on kind of bought it again, because the tokenomics, I absolutely loved it. I still love it. The company does it very well. So that's something that we can like dwell down to and learn from. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Learning from existing companies is fantastic.
Because they like the CZ actually went to prison for so he has done his time, so might as well learn from what he's doing right now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah.
Do you trade these markets? Are you trading the internet capital markets?
I am not actively trading, so I'm actually a builder, but I'm very curious. So I keep, it's like getting into markets. So poly market was something that I actively dealt in. So it's like I recently was on an interview, and I was asked that whether it's like are these like the ICO boom? Is it like the ICO boom? Is it, because I really, it's like think it's not. I think it's people wanted to bet exactly the reason why NFTs existed, and so it was like vibes and it's like items and collectibles, and so people wanted to trade. So this is exactly like NFTs existed, and then people wanted to it's like when we talk about it's like poly market, it's like it's futures market. So we're betting on a futures contract. So that's the whole idea where. People wanted to further bet on. So that's exactly what Wall Street does too. Wall Street bets on everything. So whether it's any futures market, whether it's any tranches, they bet on everything and anything. So I think the markets want to bet. So that's the whole gist, which is why we're into our next part, which is now they're actually betting on the success of the people, the founders, the creators, and I think here is where it is like the whole community benefits together, because the founders benefit, it's like there's no VCs, you get instant community, you get instant money, you get a capital, you can grow the business and add a team, and just uh, it's like the whole cycle can complete. It's just a few nitty-gritties that are there, just like we say, like staking is something and long-term holding needs to be implemented quickly. So but it's like once that is implemented, I'm like extremely bullish of the ICO market, or believe as per se. But yeah, it's amazing. Believe is like first to market, and I think it's just going to do fantastically well. Yeah.
Believe is first to market in this, and I think they're uniquely suited to do something like this over Pump Fun because they have the infrastructure built out. They have like Pump Fun. You can't launch with creator royalties yet. There are other competitors like Bags.Fun. I think has their own Launchpad as well, but I think the benefit of Believe right now is that you get distribution. All the eyeballs are on Believe and the Believe ecosystem and on Ben Pasternak. Now, will any of these other launchpads attract internet capital markets companies? I think they probably will, but the question is like, how much will they attract? And I think a great thing that Believe has going for them is the distribution, and that's not easy to crack, because I've been wondering like, why do they deserve 50% of the fees? Because so many of these creators have generated thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars for Believe, and received very little support so far.
Yeah.
But what they have received is distribution through Ben and through Believe. And so I'm curious to get your take on that. How do you see the Launchpad landscape? Yeah, how do you see the Launchpad landscape?
So first of all, I think because it's first to market, the way I see Believe is like OpenSea right now. OpenSea had like multiple issues in the early days, but still people kind of stick to it because it was first to market. It was like it was there when nobody was, and so it's like every time people talk about ICM, they'll just think of Believe. That's pretty much it. This is exactly the reason why it'll just stay. And I personally have been buying the launch coin. So because I have like a pretty high conviction that it is OpenSea, and it's definitely like there's like the future is pretty bright. It's like really big, is because Ben was talking about this, and I think founders would not never, because founders are doxed and they would never let the coin fail. It's not like some unknown it's like NFT creator that just dropped it's like it's like a collection and people just are hyping it up. It's like founders are doxed. You basically, what they're doing is, even if the project fails, the founder will take care of the community. So I really believe that is because if they launch another one, I would rather always do a drop to my existing users to kind of fill them in, because it's like, what do we have if not a community, right? So that's that. So it's like it's like every founder would land up taking care of it. And I think when it comes to Launchcoin, the fee, yeah, that was, I think, pretty high, and I think it could be lower. It could have been lower. I think they could have done something, but I think it's like it's high time. They said they would lower down the fees in V2. So let's see how they kind of compensate the creators and how the future kind of holds. But it's like. But I think they're coming to the realization and kind of fixing and listening to the founders very quickly. Like the way they were really vetting in the early days, and it's like I had to get in touch with Ben, and Ben had to put me on the app. And so a lot of creators, there were groups, and I was in the group, and it's like our Believe founders and founders were not able to get in touch with Ben or the team and be on the app. So it's like get verified and stuff. So it's like, and then Ben came out and he said like it's like they are going to give away control, and it's going to be in the hands of the community, and the community decides whether it's like this project is a scam, or it's like, or this is a gem and that needs to be on the app. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. They're definitely listening, and I think V2 should be better. There were mistakes that were made, but I think it's like in every platform that kind of launches in the very beginning, they kind of land up making mistakes. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm optimistic, and I think that they are listening, and if they just play their hand right, they could, they could do
They can
really, really
definitely
well.
be like very big. Yeah.
To me, the narrative of trading early stage startups is like huge, and like such an untapped market. I can't think of anywhere you can do that right now, if not right here on Believe. And so that's why I'm staking my whole like focus on it, and that's why I'm super excited about it, because
And
I
I
think
think they recently posted out this screenshot where they were like categorizing tokens based on memes, and Ben had it on his Twitter channel, and I think it's like they might be headed towards where, and Nikita was talking about that it's like the fees should be higher on it's like startup based tokens when you're investing like a VC, and probably it's like fees should be lower for meme tokens because they're absolutely useless, but they're just vibes. So the founders need to get paid. Memes may need to make less. So because they're not doxed. We don't even know who owns the meme, but they're still making a huge bank on top of that. So that's like a few things that should be it's like dealt with, and I think they probably are looking into it. I have my hopes high. Yeah.
I agree. Like there was the two really huge meme coins. There was Goon Coin and Startup,
And
and both of the creators of those.
There's also a thing called Theranos, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, like who
they made.
created this coin? I don't even know who created this coin. There's also a coin called Jesus coin, like yeah, it's just insanity.
Yeah,
Like
and
memes are a form of raw culture, and I absolutely love it. But it's just like people who create memes should be out. Like faces should be out, dude. You need to know the person. We don't know, like, a person is launching 5 memes together. Probably all 5 accounts are his. So,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure there's so far there's been over 22,000 coins launched on Believe. About 200 of those are actual people building a product, and then the rest are all just like memes that people have launched on Twitter. And yeah, Startup, Gooncoin, and Theranos are the 3 biggest memes on Believe. And I've heard some people say to embrace the memes, and I think that's a good idea. I think embrace the memes and like let them be, and I think it brings more eyeballs to the Believe platform. If the memes do well, I think Believe does better. Like that argument makes sense to me, and I'm curious to get your take on that. Do you think we should embrace the memes, or should we kind of distance ourselves from the memes?
No, we should definitely embrace the memes. Memes should not go. But the whole point is, just like they should make less money off fees, and the fees should be lower. So the reason why is because memes should exist. That is, like creativity should thrive, So it's like if somebody's creative and really creative like Jesus coin and people are buying it, so it's like the dude was creative and it's like he's able to sell that. But it's like but getting the same amount of money which a startup founder is getting, and he's like punching in the hours like 16 hours a day like to make things and makes his dream like it's like big and stuff. And that dude is like creating like ChatGPT based it's like memes on and just posting them, and is like trading like 20 mil market cap. So that's insanity. That's insanity. So it's like if he's trading 20 mil, it's like dude's got skill, but it's like the fees should be lower. So that's just that. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and disagree with you. I think we should just be fair to everyone, and whether you're a meme or not, like who's to decide what's a meme and what's not. I think let the memes have their thing. It's really not even good for them. I think they could, in my opinion, that you should be able to choose how much fees, and like there should, when you launch the coin, that should be an option. So you decide if it's 5% fees or 2% fees or 0.1% fees, because a meme would really be better off with no fees. Like there's no purpose for the fees except to enrich the meme creator, and you don't want to do that. It just takes away liquidity from the trading pool. The reason it's useful for like regular apps is because then you can actually fund the app and it makes the app better. So you're not sucking liquidity out to nowhere. But for like the startup guy or the goon coin guy, like their fees kind of just get out and then mostly go into the ether realm. Like the startup guy is taking most of the money out and like to his personal account, and he's burning some of it, but most of it's just going to his Coinbase, and he's going to pay taxes on all that money. The goon coin guy is like taking it out and then buying goon coin. So he's actually like kind of crazy, because I feel like he has to pay taxes on all his money, but he's not even doing that. He's just buying more goon coin with it. I'm like, dude, you got to pay your taxes.
Putting in more liquidity, and it's like the coins pumping up.
And so I respect the goon coin guy for his craziness. But like, yeah, it's not really benefiting them to have those fees. However, the creators, like, we need those fees to like pay developers and pay infrastructure and things like that.
That definitely is. I think, but it's like just like Nikita was talking about the same thing. He's like, there's finder fees, there's multiple document fees. When you talk about VC investment, pre-seed investments, so it's like it's like VCs kind of take a cut. So it's like this is the reason why fees probably should be higher when it comes to like tokens like that, where it's like where there's exponential amount of work that is being put up to put that project together. So me personally, I have invested more than like $40,000 in this. So it's like we have a team. It's like it's constantly being funded by me, and. So it's like we're trying to build that dream, and it's taking us money and all of the features that we're bringing it in. So the things kind of take like it's like it's not a meme, it's actual project. We're making money, we're spending money, so there's like it's like money associated to it. So with it's like this is definitely why. Projects need to be taken seriously. So rather than, because what Believe is trying to focus on is like to really be like a holding company for VCs, and that dream is just way too big. So that it's like early seed investments could actually be like Believe coins, and so yeah, so we could see that. Yeah.
One improvement I also want to see on the Believe side is to give founders a way to snipe their own token, or to get more of their own token allocation on launch. Or also, it should be customizable. You should be able to decide how much of your own token you get, because right now the problem is a lot of these tokens need to use their token for things in their app, like they want to distribute rewards or whatever that you want to incentivize people using their token, but they have to buy the supply on the open market, because when they launched, they didn't think that far ahead, and now their token's at $5 million market cap, and they have to buy their own supply at like a very high valuation. And that's just like, it's one of many improvements Believe should make.
Yeah, definitely. Because I was thinking the same thing. I actually wanted to, give away those tokens to people so that they feel vested in. Apart from that, we also wanted like lock-in periods for them to be like vested in, so that we can just lock it up for like 6 months or a year. Even for founders, I think those milestones that Ben was talking about, like, if you accomplish a few milestones, just like the community decides that the founder has accomplished the previous milestone and he should get the funding released for the next milestone. I think there's a lot of experiments that kind of need to be run through to achieve that. But there's definitely like good points that we can just like take out of this and experiment on top of that, like do A/B testing on top of that. But it's like I think the future is extremely bright. Every single time I talk about it, I kind of get excited because it's like just feels exponential potential of something that is about to hit the market. So yeah.
Likewise, I get really excited too. This is my third call of the day like this with different founders, and I'm still really excited. And I have one more after this, and I'm still excited. This is awesome. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Vibhav, thank you for coming on. If people want to follow you, where should they go to find all your fun updates?
So my Twitter is Absurd Founder. So is my Telegram. So reach out to me anywhere. I post there. Have been posting absurdities there since many years. So you can follow up. That's that. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it was likely nice meeting you, man. It's like amazing. Yeah.